So before the video actually starts, guys, it went a little bit longer than I wanted it to go, but there was a lot of key points in there that I wanted to talk about. This is the book that we mostly eat out of, and so if you want to like completely turn your health around for the better, lose weight, and you know, lower your blood pressure, and you know, sleep better, etc., etc., this is the book you want to stick with. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. I made a lot of key points in this video. That's why the video went longer. I'm hoping the next videos that we make about what we eat in here won't go as long. So hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. And 3, 2. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Would you like to change that? Would you like to buy some recipe books and switch over to a whole food plant-based diet? Learn how to chop up some vegetables? Put some recipes together? Feel better? Lose weight? Have more energy? Sleep better? We're going to do a series, probably about 7 to 10 videos of what we make in here. I've lost over 40 pounds through the foods that we've been eating and exercise. Christy has lost over 30 pounds just by eating these foods. We don't count calories. We eat as much as we want. Plant foods are high in fiber. Okay, it's very hard to overeat on these foods. You're going to be satisfied. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Split peas. 2 cups. 8 cups low sodium vegetable broth. Sometimes it works out nice. You don't got to measure because this has 4 cups in it. So 2 of these. Time for you to start buying some spices. We have buku amount of spices. 1 bay leaf. Yes, we are rolling while we're doing this. We want you guys to see how real this is. 1/2 teaspoon dry mustard seed. Time to learn how to chop some vegetables. Anytime you don't know how to chop something, which has happened with us a lot, go to YouTube, go online, Google it. All right, bok choy, trash. It's kind of like celery is how you're doing it. All right, it ain't got to be pretty. You're not working in a restaurant, okay? Got to chop it up a little bit. Some vegetables I wash after I chop it. It's easier that way in the truck. We don't have a sink. This is how I do it. I put it in a big container like this. I add water, put the lid on it, shake it up, rinse that water. That's as good as we can do out here on the road. Go through a lot of water. That's why I showed you guys a long time ago that we have 3 3-gallon containers that we fill up about every 3 to 4 days at Walmart. If you're a solo driver, that'll last you a week, okay? But we use a lot of water for cooking and cleaning. That's what you should do. You need plenty of water. The ideal. You get the ideal. There's lots of videos on YouTube that will show you how to cook an onion whatever way. This requires a chop. Whenever it's a chop for a soup, this is all I do, man. This is all I do. When it's a soup, boom, done. That's it. All right, start breaking these apart. That's it. When it's a soup, that's all I do, man. Right there. Big chop. It's It's a big chop. It's called a big chop because the onion's going to get broken down really well. That's all I do for an onion. And you will get faster in time when it comes to chopping up vegetables. See if we can get it out of that sun a little bit. You will get faster. 2 yams, peeled and diced if desired. Okay? Because we don't have a sink, I always take the peel off. Okay, you'll figure out as time goes along, and you'll be faster at it, how big of a dice you like or prefer depending on what you're cooking. So I'm gonna go around, because I want it about that thick, so we're gonna go boom, right there. Again, you know, you're not cooking for Dave Ramsey or whatever his name is. So, just knock it out, man. Knock it out. You're making a soup. Don't worry about it, okay? Get faster at it as time goes along. Don't worry about it. Oof. Knock it out. Knock it out. See what I'm talking about? Diced yams. And by the way, half of this is going to get mashed. The recipe calls for you, once it gets soft, to mash half of these potatoes up. Alright? One thing that is a time saver, that makes things easier, things that are going to go in at the same time, once you chop them up, put them together. There's the onions and the yams and the tarragon. Tarragon? What the hell's tarragon? There's some items that you've never heard of before that are required in some of these recipes. And if you're like us, that was living on the typical American diet, you start kind of freaking out and get turned off a little bit. Tarragon, where do I get that? Some of these items you have to get at a health food store, okay? A farmer's market, okay? Like Sprouts. That's what we got out there in the West, okay? Don't let it discourage you. You're gonna start learning as time goes along that, oh, most of these foods you can get at Walmart. Okay, we go to Walmart about every 3 days out here. I don't know if Chrissy has said that she's got this at Walmart or not, but a lot of these items that are required in these recipe books you can get at Walmart. Not all of them, but the ones that you can't get at Walmart, you can stock up on them. Like obviously you can't stock up on this one. This is it's a leaf, right? So it goes bad after 3-4 days, whatever. This is actually a new recipe. This is the first time I've ever worked with tarragon. I don't even know if I'm saying that name right. So I can already tell that all you're doing is stripping the leaves off. That's all you got to do with this. Stripping the leaves off. That's all you got to do. I'm going to be honest with you. This is our first time using tarragon, and it's very tedious. And next time we're just going to go with the dried in a container, because this is very tedious. It's taken a long time, so we're just gonna go with the dried up stuff in a container. It says you can use that too, but whenever we do a recipe for the first time, I always try to go with fresh ingredients. So cilantro can be somewhat time consuming, but it's well worth it. Really adds flavor. But you do gotta kinda, the time consuming part is just to make sure that you got all good pieces, all right? These here you can chop the stems up too, no problemo. Ain't gonna hurt you, just more nutrition. So you just gotta kind of check it out, make sure there ain't no real black parts on it or anything like that. I need a cup of this for this recipe, and so whenever you need like a cup, go way over what you need, because it says a cup chopped. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting it in a bowl, because I'm going to give this a wash too, just like I did with the other product. Because once you start chopping it up, it breaks down pretty quick, which I'm going to show you here shortly. So you can see it does a fairly good job. Like I said, it's better than nothing. So chop it up. It just says chop too, so I mean, it's all up to you at that point. You could make it really fine if you wanted to. But you'll see how it's starting to break down already. It says 1 cup. I might have more than a cup here. So I always try to put things together that go in at the same time. So there's the bok choy I cut up. Now I'm going to put this in there. Alright, I'll put a lid on it, put it off to the side. Cook the split peas until they start to break down. You see that? That looks pretty broken down. When they went in there, they didn't look like that. They didn't look like that. Now it says 1/2 to 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. This is where I don't worry about get a measuring, you know, thing. You know, it's right here, but you know, that's your own judgment. You know what I'm saying? So we've just discovered that the tarragon kind of smells like black licorice. But don't let that scare you. I'm not fond of black licorice either. One thing you'll discover is when all these ingredients are put together and you take a bite of them, it's amazing. That's what we found out with a lot of these recipes. So don't let any one ingredient scare you based on how it smells, all right, or if you taste it by itself, okay? I would like to add that all that we have for cooking is a big old rice cooker. So as most of you know, a rice cooker is just on and off, okay? High, low, you know? So when it comes to keeping something at a simmer, unfortunately you have to keep opening it up and closing it to see what kind of a simmer you got. So you got to put it on high and low based on how much liquid is in there and what you're trying to cook, you see? So, but it gets the job done every time. And what I mean is, you may have to check it every 30 seconds to a minute to keep it at that low rumble. Otherwise it'll go into an extreme high rumble, or it'll be completely sitting there doing nothing. So as you can see, those peas basically turned into liquid form. So now all we're trying to do is get those potatoes cooked, and then with a masher, we're gonna mash up a lot of those potatoes, like half of those potatoes. And I wish you guys could smell this. It's because it's food that we haven't eaten on a regular basis, I can't even describe it, but it's got a sweet smell to it. It's got a sweet flavor to it. I mean, and this soup will do you no harm. It will do you nothing but good. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna probably eat a couple pieces of bread and a salad with it. Fantastic. You see the little boil that I got going on there? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it at that, so I got to turn it on and off. So this is the black pepper, the cilantro, and the bok choy. And now I need to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. When it says 1 to 2 tablespoons, we always go higher. So we go 2. And this gets thrown in when the potatoes are done. And we've mashed them up. Well, no, we mash them up at the end. And then this will go in and cook for... Alright, last item. Bok choy, cilantro, balsamic vinegar, and pepper. Look at that. Look at that balsamic vinegar dripping in there. Woo! Look at that, man. Look at that. Put it back on high. Wardrobe change. I'm gonna go for a walk here. I'm gonna walk for about an hour up here. I just wanted to say real quick, this is a soup, but you can turn it into a dinner by adding some bread and a great big salad. This right here, it says serve 6 to 8. In our experience in this book, whenever it says 6 to 8 servings, definitely feeds us all day. You know, our breakfast is always the same. It's oatmeal and some kind of fruit in the oatmeal. So we don't have a problem eating something tasty for lunch and dinner. And there's most likely there's gonna be some left over tomorrow. So imagine if you're a solo driver. You know, you can make maybe 2 or 3 of these recipes, put them in your cooler or your refrigerator, depending on what you got. We got a 12-volt cooler over there. And you're set for food. You know, you just gotta bust out a salad from time to time and some bread. You're good to go. It just all depends on what you make. You'll see in the future what we're talking about.